guys, it's been a minute. Hope you're all doing really well. So today's video is a little bit different to my norm, but I do want to be sort of sharing a bit more about being a new mama and baby related things, and obviously travel and still my business and whatnot. But today's video is about our journey with reusable or cloth nappies. So when Dylan arrived, so he came in March. I'd researched into cloth nappies and reusables before that, but to be honest with you, with the amount of information that was out there, it felt a little bit overwhelming. So I kind of left it and I thought, right, once the baby arrives, we'll stick to disposables and see how we get on, and then kind of transition once we've got into a bit of a flow with the baby, stuff like that. So we switched to cloth nappies around about 8 weeks in. So we've been using them, he's just turned 8 months, so we've been using them for the best part of about 5 or 6 months. And I wanted to do sort of like a how-to video and what our experience has been with, what our experience has been like with the cloth nappies. So to get started with, one of the main reasons that we switched to cloth was basically, obviously, the amount of waste that was going into our bins. Over here in the UK, or certainly in our area, you have like paper bin, garden waste bin, and recycles like for plastics and metals and glasses, whatever, and like a general waste bin. Now the bin for the nappies was just getting extortionate. Like literally we would get through, like a bin would be full within like 2-3 days. Especially when the baby's in the newborn phase, it's very much nappy, feed, sleep, nappy, feed, sleep. So you do go around about 12 nappies or so, and that's like a normal healthy baby. So I can only imagine how many you'd be going through if the baby was in intensive care, anything like that. It could be very different. Obviously I can't speak from experience, but with Dylan just being straight at home, we were going through about 12 nappies for a day type of thing. So we were changing everything, maybe every 2 hours. Every time that he was feeding, we changed the nappy too. So it was a lot of nappies and a lot of waste. A huge thing is in the household, I'm trying to reduce, obviously, plastic waste and just stuff that we don't need to be using to help the environment and things. I'm very conscious of it. I have been conscious for it over the past few years. So when it came to baby, it was literally like, okay, we need a system in place that's going to work better, and I don't want to feel guilty about all this waste. So we switched to the disposable nappies. Now we switched to reusable nappies, not disposable nappies. We were on disposables, and there was a bit of a transition period, but now that we're into a flow of it, after a couple of weeks, it's totally normal. The reason that I filmed in this room as well is to show you what our setup is like. So with the cloth nappies, there's a lot of companies that do trial kits. Now, when I first looked into it, a trial kit seemed really appealing. However, I'd been recommended a few brands by people, so I just kind of went ahead and tried them. So I got a few from a company called Little Lamb, which I'll link down below. It's a different type of nappy, and it's sort of like a 2-system nappy. So you get the nappy itself, and then you buy like a wrap to go over it, which basically stops the leaks and things. So it's a 2-part system. I tried, and I've still got one from Bambino Mio, which is an all-in-one system. That one is actually in the wash, so it's not something I'm going to be able to show you today. But I will link that down below too. And our main ones that we're using now are from a company called Bar & Boo, and it works for us, and we've just stuck to one brand now. I may look at Little Lambs again because they were really great for overnight use, and the all-in-one, the Bambino Mio Solo, has also been great for night as well. So the first thing about the nappies is obviously washing them. Once you've bought them, so as I say, you've got the trial kits that a lot of companies offer. I did want to trial them, but at the same time, I didn't want to spend too much money. Obviously, buying one type of nappy working out that it's not working, go to another nappy, etc, etc. So I went off the recommendations. I believe now that there's quite a lot of nappy libraries where you can actually go into your local nappy library and basically hire them from there to see how you get on with the different nappies. So I would definitely recommend on doing that first if you are contemplating using reusable cloth nappies for your baby. It's not something that I was aware of. Excuse me. So it's not something I've obviously made the use from. So my first thought was obviously money and trying to do it on a budget still, but still being, doing something that's going to work for us long term. So I just went ahead and bought, one nappy of each style to see how we got on with it. So all across the board though, in terms of the, how you actually use them and the washing aspects of it is basically the same thing. So everything that works for me right now is what I did with the little lambs. It's what I do with the one Bambino meal solo that I've got, and obviously the Barbaboo ones. And actually I use reusable sanitary towels too now, and I just throw them in with the same sort of setup. So the nappies long term are great. So you're gonna find that some of them have size options. So you'll find that some cloth nappies that come in, say size 1, size 2, size 3, or you might get a newborn size, and then the next one from that would be the baby to toddler, birth to potty even. So it worked out for us because we didn't end up buying newborn sizes apart from the little lambs. And then we ended up getting just the birth to potty. So now these nappies, although it might seem that it costs a lot to buy up front, these will last us now until Dylan is potty trained. So in essence, I don't know when baby's potty trained, but is it like 3 years, something like that? I don't know. But these nappies, as long as I don't get bored of the designs and end up selling them and buying new ones, this is it now. So it's nice to always go shopping and not have to buy like the nappies, because honestly we've saved so much already. The disposables here in the UK from a few brands that we've tried, you don't get a lot of nappies for the money that you're paying, and the disposables and the amount of waste, as I mentioned before, is just extortionate. So anyway, I'm going to move on to the nappy review itself, on how to use the nappy. So as I say, these are Barbaboo ones, and I am obsessed with the prints for one. So we have got, my collection's actually, a lot of them are in the wash right now, hanging to dry. So I think we've got around about 22 or 23 nappies now, and that is a full system. So we are just full-time cloth nappies now. Now, when Dylan has been ill and he's had like poopy nappies and diarrhea, sickness, things like that, we resorted to disposables just because he was literally just going through them, and in that case we've used disposables, and it's done the job for us. So we do still keep a pack in the house just as backup. Also, when I went to Lisbon with him, because I didn't have access to a washing machine and so forth, I used disposables there too, and it does the job. So even if you just buy 1 or 2 nappies, you're saving a lot of money for yourself going forward, and also it's a lot more environmentally friendly too. There is an argument about water waste and things like that, but the information you can research yourself, but the information that I've come across, it's still really good to go with cloth nappies, so we've done that. So as I say, the designs are cool. This is one of our favorites. It's got like a dinosaur print and like nature, like trees and things like that. We've got like a bear print, which is so cute. This is part of the new collection. We've got some minky ones as well, which is just like fuzzy ones. We've got a leopard print, which is a favourite, but it's in the wash. Now with the nappies, that's your nappy. So I'm going to show you, I'll pull up, I don't know which one's going to look better on to show you. I'll go with this one just because you can see the button. So basically, the layout of this nappy is, you've got these little popper buttons here, and you've got them across the top there too. So what happens is, depending on your baby size, you just adjust these. So at the moment, Dylan fits into this size, but as he gets older, obviously we will just open these ones up and adjust it according to his size. And the same goes for that side. So you just basically pop them in and you're good to go. So it's a popper system. The Bambino meal that I've got is a Velcro one, which is great. So either, and Little Lambs are also Velcro, and they do just as, you know, just as a great job as these two. Now on the inside of the nappy, it looks like this. You've got a little insert here. Now what happens is, you get these inserts, you get, depending on which brand you go for, you'll get a couple of inserts usually with them. And these are bamboo ones. Some companies offer bamboo, some are microfiber, some are hemp and charcoal, which I'll go into after. But certainly with ours, we get two of these per nappy. So it's like a full setup, obviously, when you buy them. So what you end up doing is getting the insert, and you insert them into it like this, like so, and place them in. Now with these inserts, if your baby's a heavy wetter, you'll just double up or triple up on them. And then obviously you just put the baby in it and you just seal it, pop it down like that, and there you go. That's what it's going to look like. And that is basically it with the setup. Now, like I mentioned just a minute ago, that's the bamboo one, which is super absorbent anyway. But if you find that your baby's a heavy wetter or for overnight setup, you can buy either the charcoal inserts, which are really absorbent, and the hemp ones, which I've just bought a couple of these recently because Dylan's obviously he's getting bigger, so he's wetting it a lot more when he is wetting it. So that's the hemp one. So the bamboo is great absorbing, as I say. Now when you actually wash these, obviously put them out to dry, I'm finding that the charcoal ones are quicker to dry. The hemp ones and the bamboo take a little bit longer, but again, we've got a system in place for that, so I'm going to show you that after. So yes, they do take a little long to dry, but depending on where you live around the world, I mean, in the UK, I've now bought like an in-house airer, which if I move my phone, it might fall, so I'm not going to show you. But it's basically here, and I'll link like a sample one down in the description box if you like. And what happens is, like, obviously it's winter here in the UK now, so we can't put them out to dry. So once they're washed, we just pop them in there, and usually overnight it will just dry. And it's like a low wattage one as well, so we're trying to still be sort of like, you know, like environmental friendly and stuff in terms of that too. There's no wrong or right though, whatever works for you. And so with the washing of these, they recommend that you do them at 60 degrees and extra rinse as well. So the extra rinse on them just basically will dry them out a lot quicker for you. Obviously when you're rotating them quite frequently, you'll need your nappies basically. So with the 22 to 20, I think it's about 22 that we've got, I tend to wash them every third day. So if you're concerned about obviously having to wash too much, it's not too bad, because as you'll know, if you've got a baby, your washes increase anyway. So really it's no extra work. The cycle's a bit longer on our washing machine. It's about an hour and 3 minutes or so, but we just put it on, take them out, put them out to dry. You know how it is, you get into the flow of it once you've got a baby. It's just kind of just something else to do, I guess. So yeah, so with the inserts, as I say, you've got bamboo, hemp and charcoal. Now for the nighttime setup with the bamboo ones, we've been using the hemp one and a charcoal at the moment, and I'm thinking of doubling up on the hemp because he's still wetting a little bit, and it's been really great for us since we switched over to these two inserts for overnight. We've also found that with because this is a boy and they pee sort of towards the front of the nappy more, what you can do is a boy fold, which basically is two of these. So you'll just go like that and put it through like that, and then feed it into your nappy. So the front part gets wet more, but it'll last longer. So you're not changing as frequently. What we've found is, well, the nappies last around about, I mean, I'd like to change it every 3 hours max, but Yesterday, for example, we were out and we didn't I didn't get it changed. We changed it about 10:30 after swim class. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. He lasted 6 hours in it. That doesn't happen often, obviously, but if you do forget by accident because the baby's not whinging to have the nappy change, then it does the job. Like it's been really great for us. I think the dry time is the only thing that was a bit of an issue at first, but after I've bought this electric airer for the house, that's helped a lot, because now it doesn't affect the rotation and we don't have to rely on disposables as much at all. All in all, I would definitely recommend the reusable cloth nappies. It does become a bit of an addiction because it's just, look at these prints, like they're so cute. But I'm really happy that we converted to the cloth nappies to keep my conscience a little bit cleaner, but also it's just so much easier for us. Is there anything that I'm missing on these? I'm not too sure. Like I say, so the washing would be 60 degrees on a long wash, and where possible you need to air dry the nappies, so that definitely the shell bit needs to be sort of air dried. Don't put them on the radiator because it will affect the absorbency apparently. But with the airer, some people say not to use the airer for the inserts. Personally, we've not had any issues, and like I say, it's winter here, so we need a solution for it, so we've gone with that. So far so good with it. What else? I think that is it with the reviews of them. If you guys have got any questions about reusable cloth nappies, definitely put the questions down below. Oh, another thing is, obviously when you go out with the reusable nappies, you're probably wondering, what do you do with the dirty ones? So we've actually got wet bags, which actually I forgot to pick, and I've not got one here. We've got wet bags, which I bought specifically for the nappies, but we ended up using them for swim class as well, to put all, like obviously the wet swim gear in after. So when you go out, you've got a dirty nappy, you can just put it into the wet bag, and then when you're home, obviously just throw it into your, either a basket. We've got like a basket where we put the dirty nappies into, and put the nappies into put the dirty nappies into the basket and set it aside to wash, and then obviously just keep your dry nappies or your fresh nappies in a different bag, or the bag that we've got has actually got a zipper, so the inside compartment have all the the clean nappies, and then once we've changed into we've got a dirty nappy, I'll just put that in the outer bit. So it's just one bag that just fits into the day bag or under the buggy or whatever, and that's how we manage it. So it's dead easy, don't have to worry about too many things with that. It works really well. The first couple of times you're sort of figuring out like what works, what doesn't, but you definitely will get into the flow of it. Now that there's a lot more focus on reusable and cloth nappies as well, I think there's a lot more companies doing promotions and things. So there's quite a few different websites that I order the nappies from specifically, because they offer free delivery, for example, and discount vouchers as well. So I'll definitely link that down below. The main one that I use, and these, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies or anything like that, it's literally just from our experience, and we've paid for all our nappies. The main ones that we buy from are a website called Tilly and Jasper. At this time you get a discount on your purchase, so when you sign up to their mailing list you'll get like 10 or 15% off, whatever it is at the time, and then that specific company actually give you free delivery too. So honestly, it's like really cost effective for us. And there's quite a few different companies, like I say, that will do like promos and things too. So I'll link some down below, and maybe you'll find those useful, because the initial cost of the nappies, like I say, might seem like a lot, but when you calculate it, even the disposables versus cloth plus your washing, we found that we're saving a hell of a lot over the time from birth to being potty trained. So that's what we've gone off. So I hope you guys have found this useful. If you do have any specific questions, just pop them down below and I'll get back to you. If you'd like to see any specific videos regarding, our experience with other baby stuff, just let me know, because I'll be doing a lot more of these because they're quite fun, and I watched a hell of a lot of them when I was pregnant, and I still do now actually as the baby gets older, so it's super fun. But yeah, I'll be back soon. Hope you're all well, and bye for now.